Keep going, yeah. Like everything we do here, we're a steakhouse, so I understand where everything comes from. It's the same thing with my produce. So I understand where it's come from, how it's grown. When you talk about produce that, whether it's organic or certified organic, I get it that it takes 3 years to turn the soil over at a traditional farm before that soil registers as a certified organic soil to grow certified organic produce. And it's a difference. It's a big difference. I was buying a little bit of my basil from a guy who was growing it in a greenhouse. It's amazing. It's like gold. First of all, the price of it was literally more expensive than foie gras. So it was probably in the $42 a pound range for basil, but it was just clipped from a farmhouse and it was sent to me, and it would stay in my refrigerator or even at room temperature for days upon days upon days. That the quality, the nutrients, the flavor, it's growing up in that environment. When I moved to Europe and I worked in 3-star Michelin restaurants that were the best restaurant in the world, it was always about, which is in my DNA, the best possible product you can use. Whether it was a piece of basil or a red wine for making a sauce, or a pig that you're catching and you're farming yourself and slaughtering and creating a porchetta out of, right? Always about the product for me. So for me, yes, I love the accessibility of having an urban seed, greenhouse farming in my city, but that's just a part of it, because if it sucked, it wouldn't do any good for me, right? What I really like about it is the quality and the quality and the integrity of the product. That's the most important thing for me. Convenience is great, price is great, but none of those other things matter for me if my product and my produce and my fruits and my vegetables have pesticides and carcinogens and fertilizers that might not be good for the environment and so on and so forth. That's the most important thing for me. So in its rawest form, when you're growing vegetables and herbs and microgreens and fruits in this environment, it's utterly perfect. People have tried to do it with other things, right? Like chickens and cattle and seafood, and it just doesn't work. But in an environment where produce, it's bringing it really back to the rawest form. So you're taking it and bringing it back to where it first originated, right? So there's nothing on that. There's water and that's it, and a seed in essence, right? And that's the best part about it for me, is the flavor of the tomato, that you're tasting a tomato that tastes like a tomato, and you don't have to worry about anything. That's another thing in the mind, right? With the food chain the way it is nowadays and the way it's been moving over the last 10 years and going into the future, like that should be a big concern of everybody eating anything, not knowing exactly where it came from. That, I have children. That's a big concern for me, for my kids, because they're 9 and 11. They don't make decisions on what goes in and out of their body, right? They don't get it, how it's grown, what it's treated with, right? Just because it's bigger doesn't mean it's better or prettier or brighter color. So the product is the most important part of this whole thing that's going on, this revolution, for me personally, and for I think the future of our generations to come, for sure.